The Federal Reserve just announced they cut rates by 0.5%, but we need to talk about how this affects veteran homebuyers and also veterans who are looking to refinance in this current market. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the Federal Reserve did announce that they have cut rates by 0.5%. And that was simply due to, one, how the job market was looking, how inflation was looking, and their confidence for the future as to the direction where inflation will continue to go. Now, the thing that people need to understand here before I actually jump over and share my screen to show you guys the charts is that with this 0.5 point cut that they had announced, what we're already seeing is that 0.5 point cut having been factored in to the current market with regards to mortgage rates. And I'll show you. I want you guys to notice something before we get to over here where we are today. I want to focus on where we were over the last 90 days to give you guys an example. If you go back to a video we did about a month ago, I had told you how the recent Fed meeting that they had back at the end of July had affected VA mortgage rates and what the forecast was leading up to today's meeting, or the meeting on September the 18th. So back in July, they met on, I believe it was the 31st, and I'll go ahead and check the calendar for that as well. And on the 31st, the VA mortgage rates were right at about 6.3. And if you go up prior to the meeting, which you can go right around here to the 26th, it was about 6.33, and then in that same week about 6.39. So it's safe to say about 6.3 was the number prior to the last Fed meeting. And the reason this is important is because at that last meeting, they told us that we were going to be seeing a rate cut of 25 to 50 basis points in the next meeting, which was the one that took place today. And this is why this is important to understand, is because what you'll notice is right after they made the announcement, basically every day after that, if you go to the first, we started to see mortgage rates fall a little bit. It went from 6.3 to 6.15. From there, it went to 6.12, then 5.79. Then we saw it kind of come back up a little bit, maybe a little bit of an overreaction here. It went back up to 6.14, trended up very slightly again to 6.19. But the theme here is it was trending downwards this entire time leading up to this meeting. And it's fair to say, as of right now, which where we're at today is 5.71. We weren't far from that point from where we are today at 5.71. We were not far from this at one point in the month of August at 5.78. But again, my point behind this is it's already been trending downwards. And once we really hit the month of September, which is right here, you'll see that it was 5.83. And then in the last 2 weeks, it's only gone down by really 1/10 of a point. It's not even been an eighth, about less than an eighth. So one thing you want to understand with regards to mortgage rates is mortgage rates are not reactive. And that goes for pretty much all the financial markets. They are not reactive. They are very much proactive. So with what Fed Chair Powell said today, we've already kind of been seeing and feeling in the current market. Now, does this mean that rates won't go down more because it was already baked in prior to? Sure, and they even mentioned they would be actually making more moves for rates to come down even more, but how much more, we don't know. You know, there's going to be another meeting that's going to be coming up. I can go to their calendar here. They have their next meeting on November the 6th and 7th, which is ironically right after the election, right? And then there's another one at December the 17th and the 18th. So will we see another cut at the next meeting? Possibly. How much? It may not be as much as we saw today, but it could be a good amount to where it may be 1/4 of a point at the next meeting. Maybe as he mentioned in this last announcement that he made, maybe it doesn't come down 1/4 of a point in this next meeting. Maybe they actually just pause and keep things as they are to see how they're responding. And that's one of the things that he also mentioned as well. So how does all of this affect veterans who are looking to buy or refinance in today's market? I want to talk about the refinancing aspect first, because I have been hearing a lot of veterans tell me about how they have been told that they're going to get a free refinance from a lending team. And what's always funny about that is there's actually no such thing as a free refinance. You see, if a lending team is saying they're going to give you a free refinance, what they're actually just telling you is they're not going to charge you any fees for them to do your refinance. When you are doing a refinance, and also when you're doing a purchase, there's always closing costs. And those closing costs are typically going to be at least for your title and escrow fees for things like taxes and insurance that gets collected to start your new escrow account. Now, sure, when you bought your property, you already did that, but that account is associated with your current mortgage. So what happens is when you do a refinance, that account actually gets closed. And then while doing the refinance, a new one gets started, which means they're going to be recollecting those taxes and insurance. And on the refinance aspect aspect of things, you don't have to worry about actually paying those things up front. They can be rolled into your loan. And this oftentimes makes veterans believe that they're getting something for free just because the lender that they had previously worked with was just doing typical word salad to get you convinced that you're actually getting a great deal. So when someone kind of tells you they're doing that free refinance, what they're essentially telling you is, yes, even though you're going to be having to collect taxes and insurance over here, you're actually going to be getting a refund for what was already in the escrow account from your prior loan. You actually get that refund roughly about 2 weeks after you close on the refinance. So you actually get that money back. But the thing is, none of that was actually offered or given to you by the lender who told you they're giving you a free refinance. That's just how it works. So what you don't want to do is find yourself getting sold on the aspect of anything being free and asking a little bit more detailed questions on whether or not they're offering something to you that provides real value, because typically what they're trying to do is just keep you in their ecosystem. Now, for those of you that are going to be buying property right now, well, right now is a great time to be buying a property. As interest rates are starting to trend downwards, you're still buying at what I'm calling the bottom of the market, because there's several people who bought properties over 4 years ago now, really, if you can say between 2020 and 2021, so really 3 to 4 years ago. A lot of those people had bought properties, yes, at historic low interest rates, but when home prices or home values came down a little bit over the course of 2022, 2023, and the beginning stages of 2024, those individuals bought at the peak of the market. So if you bought a property or are buying a property right now in this 2024 climate, and you're buying at the early stages of rates dropping, you're going to have a lot of opportunity in the long run. You're going to have opportunity because as rates continue to go down, home prices will now go up. They never go the same direction. They always are adverse. So as home prices continue to go down, your home is going to appreciate in equity a little bit quicker. And then you're also going to have the opportunity a little bit later on in about 210 days to also be able to streamline refinance like these other individuals are looking to do right now. So there's a lot of opportunity in the market today for both home buyers and veterans who are looking to refinance. It's just all about working with a solid lending team to help you with all of that. If you want to get connected with me and my team, I have a small team of VA lenders who specialize in the VA home loan benefit. We can help you with both the buying, refinancing, and also can connect you with a real estate professional in your local market who is knowledgeable in the VA home loan benefit. So if you want to get connected with me and my team, click the link down below in the description. We'll be happy to help you. The last thing I want to leave you guys is this: Jesus loves you and he paid the ultimate price for your life. So if you turn to him, trust in him, and believe in him, he has a beautiful plan and purpose for your life. I'll see you in the next one.